police in Burlington, Ontario, have issued a warning to residents after an accident involving a truck carrying a load of bees. Take a look at this. Police say 5 million spilled onto the side of the road in the west side of the city along Guelph Line and Dundas Street. Officers sent out a warning this morning telling passing vehicles, close your windows, avoid for pedestrians, and avoid the area. The majority of bees have now been safely collected, but some crates have been left behind for bees to naturally return. For more on this, I'm joined by Carlos Osorio. He is a freelance photographer who was on the scene this morning. Carlos, I saw your Instagram posts and I had to talk to you because it was so fascinating to watch the bees. And you rushed to the scene. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, so this morning my partner sent me a Facebook message that she saw from a area group. And they said, there's 5 million bees on the road. They're swarming everywhere. And I thought, wow, if I know anything from covering news is if, the stranger the things that spill on the road, the more news it's going to make. So I headed over there. And sure enough, when I got there, there was a bunch of bees swarming all over the place.
I'm looking at your photographs here. They are stunning. And yes, 5 million bees on the side of the road. Maybe walk us through what you saw when you drove up to the scene.
Yeah, so, even before leaving, I thought, okay, long pants, long sleeve, a hat. I wasn't sure what the scene exactly was going to be. And then as I pulled up, you could instantly tell that there was a bunch of bees everywhere, a bunch of beekeepers in bee suits around. And at first I stayed in my car because I wasn't sure. I'm like, man, are they all going to sting me? Are they freaking out because they don't know where their hive is? And so I sort of just sat in my car and watched them. And then they sort of started congregating on my car. And then I saw a couple of people outside and across the street from where I parked, and I thought, okay, maybe it's less bees over there. So I got out, started photographing the bees out there, and then they all sort of swarmed onto my car. And I watched as beekeepers came and tried to sort of, move them with their hands and also using brushes to move them. I got stung twice, but yeah, it wasn't so bad.
It wasn't so bad. You got stung twice. And that video of your car, too, again, look at how you spell Carlos's name, because on Instagram, you show the video of all the bees coming on and the beekeepers just kind of walking up, trying to get them off your car. Did they go back to their hive while you were sitting there?
So the bees that were on my car, the beekeeper who was there, he said he was looking for the queen bee because he thought maybe that's why they might have been congregating on my car specifically. And so I was in my car at that point, and I don't know if you can see the photo, but he sort of just using his hand to move them away and look for like a really long bee. In the end, he couldn't find the queen on my car. So I said, is it okay if I just drive away? Will these bees be okay if we're taking them away from this area? And he said that they would be fine, that they would sort of fly off and find a new hive.
That is fat. Maybe they wanted to get away from the queen bee. They were tired of, living in her hive or something.
Listen, I drove back to Hamilton across the highway, doing this like 100 kilometers an hour. And some of the bees were still on my car when I went back to Hamilton, which was like maybe a 15, 20-minute drive from where we were. So they were just hanging on.
Well, maybe you are the new queen bee, Carlos. Who knows? You got
maybe.
stung. You got stung twice, though. And you say it didn't hurt because I noticed you got stung on your face, is what you were saying in your video.
Yeah, I got stung on my forehead, and then I got stung like right here on my lip. But, I think it was more the sort of the shock of, the potential of thousands of bees stinging you. But at the time, it was just like a little prick. And then just sort of, I kept going and it was fine. I did have my sunglasses on, and one of the beekeepers said, take them off. And the minute he said that, right as I was about to go take them off, a bee flew in between my sunglasses. And then so that was kind of a, like a scary feeling having bees like between your eyes and your sunglasses. But luckily I took them off and everything was okay after that.
You've had some pretty neat experiences as a photographer and scary experiences as well, Carlos. What are you taking away from this experience?
That you never know. I woke up and I had really no plans. I was going to do some work here at home. And then, it's a testament to being ready, I guess. All my gear is always packed and ready to go. And then I thought, bees all over the road. Okay, I got to go. So yeah, always be ready, I guess.
Always be ready?
Yeah, pun intended.
Pun intended. Carlos Osorio, thank you for coming on the program today. Always love seeing your photographs, and thanks for chatting.